And actually, I would say this was the second introduction for this talk. The first one I got yesterday by Rolf Duck. If you remember the celebration, the 30-year celebration, Rolf concluded his talk with the question, yeah, what would happen actually if the IGS will not continue to work? And this is also about the UN-GGCE Center. I experienced during this week that there are several people, they haven't heard anything about the center. I have slightly different perspective because it's my topic. So we will go through and I would like to introduce you to the center, what it is about and what we are doing. It is not about the science, this is more about the politics and about the messaging of the scientific topic to the politician. It is. So, the outline is that first we will talk about the introduction of the UN-GGCE, of the United Nations Global Geodetic Center of Excellence. Then I will go to our current work, about talking about the listening through needs assessment, hidden risk, joint development plan. Then I will say something about the UN-GGCE communication and outreach, and all this is that you understand who we are and what we are doing. And then I will go also under the IGS part and UN-GGCE, how we can together communicate. At first, the abbreviation stand is written on the top UN Global Geodetic Center of Excellence. We are sitting in Bonn at the UN campus in this nice high building on the 20th floor. And our vision is that all countries have a strong political support for geodesy, which would enable them to together accelerate the achievements of the Sustainable Development Goals, the so-called SDG, which are the overarching goals of the United Nations, and also enable us to derive social, environmental, and economical benefits from what you here are doing. Our strategic objective. Our strategic objective, we are working on behalf of the member states, and therefore we work with the member states and geodetic organization to strengthen our collective impact to enhance investment in the global geodesy supply chain, improve coordination and collaboration among the member states and geodetic organization, share geodetic data or support sharing geodetic data and improve standards on voluntary basis, to contribute to the global reference frame and regional densification, and provide greater assistance, especially for capacity development in geodesy and developing countries. Look around you, how many people are coming from Africa, how many people are coming from Latin America. I am not underrepresented here. And then also make geodesy and its benefits more visible and understandable to society so that people understand what you are doing. This is a document on the right. It's called Strategy and Operating Plan. This is something like internal document about who we are, what we are doing. There is a link. This is published on our webpage. Now we are going to the what we are doing. We divided our work in 5 so-called focus or acting areas. And he's written what is really our focus. The first one, this is the evidence. And this is about the evidence to communicate the critical dependencies on the global geodetic supply chain and geodetic products on our society. That means we would like to deliver the proper evidence to the politician and decision making that they understand what we are doing. And this is also the link between the investment in the global geodesy supply chain and the societal, environmental, and economic benefits. The second point, this is maybe what you understand the best, these are the resources. That means we would like support the improving of dedicated funds and people to operate and stabilize at first the existing supply chain. Second, make it more robust. And third, also develop for future requirements, that means improvements. The third point is about governments. But governments in the sense, stronger institutional arrangements with the member states, between the member states, with the private sector, and between the member states and international bodies. Such international bodies like IAG or IGS. And then there is the fourth point, this is the capacity building. That means this is about the training opportunities offered by academic institutions, the trained geodesy specialists, But this is not just about the technical expertise, this is also about the coordination, governance and standards, so that we support the developing countries in addition. And the awareness, the last point, and this is of the reliance on geodesy, or show the reliance of the geodesy in the science community, public and industry. It is to show the dependency on global geodetic supply chain, for example, satellite services like position, navigation and timing in such areas in the society like mining, agriculture, construction, maritime, intelligent transport, and many, many more. So, this was about the center. Now, a lot of you heard about us. When we started, we organized so-called listening tours where we consulted with stakeholders and we were listening to you, what are your needs? We make several such sessions. You better understanding that twice with the IAG, twice session with the IAG, then we were talking to the UN-GGCE regional committees, with 5 of them, with Americas, Asia Pacific, Arab states, Europe and Africa. We also talked to the partners who are not directly geodesists, or some of the FIG, this is the International Federation of Surveyors, but also to the hydrologists or from people with ISO. We talked also to the IGS services. By chance there is IGS at the first place. And we also had some expert consultation like in November 2023 or in April 2024, where we discussed bring the people on the table who are the decision makers, or also including the defense sector, which is more and more important. And so, you see also on the picture in the first row, there is Zuhair Al-Tamimi. Next to him is Stefan Merkowitz, who is from NASA. You see in the background, maybe you cannot recognize, this is difficult, is Richard Gross, is also Alison Craddock. That means part of you are also directly involved in what we are doing. So when we collected the data, or we listened to you, then based on this result from the listening tour, we created a document on the right, it's also published, and this is called Global Geodesy Need Assessment. And there are the finding gaps and understand, and this is about to understand the current status of the global geodetic supply chain. And in this document, there are articulated the needs expressed by the geodetic community, but also the conclusion drawn from information and insights by the expert from the member states and partners. And based on these needs, we are now developing, or try to develop, this is in draft, the joint development plan. But in this document, there are no action needs. These are just the description of the needs. Now we are coming to another document, which is called Hidden Risk. And here you see this is an example, one of the first we made, about the evidence-based document. That means this is a background report, or should be a background report for decision makers. And it makes clear the dependency on geodetic products with the focus on satellite operation and its impact on critical infrastructure and nation economy. If you talk to the politician or who like talk and talk about the geodesy, they will maybe not pay attention. If you say, okay, if the satellites are not operating, what? The society depends on the satellites today. And it is also a part of the communication. This report has 20 pages here in the press, and then is a shorter form policy brief which has to have 3 pages, and that there is also video. That means there's a different kind of messaging, because not every decision maker or politician would find so much time to read 20 pages. This is all way to do it so shortly how it is possible, and this is the difficulty of the messaging. So this was just a hidden risk. Also the title page is published. We have another one. I was talking about the need assessment, and now about the draft of the joint development plan for global geodesy. That means we try to bring all the stakeholders together. And in this plan, we translate the needs into strategic objectives and actions. Coming from the listening tools, we were thinking about this and divided this draft in 3 points. The first one, there were complaints that there are less money, that that the instrumentation is aging and cannot be replaced so easily. That the first point is to avoid further degradation of the supply chain. The second one is the supply chain or the reference frame robust enough that there are no outages or degrading. That means we would like, in the second phase, describe the robustness. And the third point, this is not the next generation, this is the technological evolution. And this plan should include activities from our center, from member states, and from partners like IAG. Now, this is not just these documents. Here are some more documents what we are doing and publishing. The first one is our newsletters. They are published, the first one, the first two. Then also the policy brief on the hidden risk I was talking about. But we need also even your support when there are documents that helps by the translations for the decision makers. It means also including geodesy in other reports, for example, for climate reports or hydrological organization. The point is there is IGCC, huge report on climate change, many quantification of this parameter based on geodesy, but this is not even mentioned in these reports. And we are also preparing some general material for stakeholders, preparing some webinars, working together with the GCOS, who prepared some videos, these are our activities. Then, what we are doing further, outreach and meeting. You can see on the top picture on the right, this is Nicholas Brown. He comes from Australia, he's the head of the center. And we have our own meetings, we have consultation meetings, we take a part of the UN-GGCE expert committees on the UN headquarters in New York. We take a part on the regional meetings, and we would like to participate on UN meetings for climate change and other organizations. But I skipped these details because I looked at the time. Another topic is we started a partnership program. That means we created to recognize the contribution from the member states, universities, and organizations. We would like to support them. Oh, thank you. Which enables use the UN-GGCE logo to promote the organization themselves for their valuable contribution in sustaining the global geodesy supply chain to reinforce the gender effort. And I think I have just one slide more, because now in the afternoon we have some workshop where we will discuss this question and much more, and maybe you have some ideas, or the one who haven't heard about this yet and have some question. I'm here and I would like to hear your ideas or your question. Maybe I can answer from them that we are really, you are invited. And this is it. Please connect us if you have some ideas or you like have something. There is the website. I was talking about some of the documents. You will find it on this website. There is our emails, and on the bottom there is also my email so that you can contact me or us. Thank you very much.